In the shadows of the ancient mystic there is a forbidden name, a sound never pronounced by mortal lips. It is said that whoever knows it would obtain absolute power over the physical world, the key to dominate reality itself. This is not the name of a god, but of his closest emissary, Metatron, the enigmatic angel who would guard a verb capable of altering creation. What secret is hidden behind this unpronounceable name? Why was it silenced by centuries of occultism and fear? Join me on this journey through arcane texts and traditions.
Forbidden?
From the Zohar to the Book of Enoch, from the Talmud to the medieval Grimoires. We will unravel the dark legend of the hidden name of Metatron and the terrible consequences of articulating it aloud. Listen to me well, what you are about to
Discover.
do not
You will find
on another channel. The Prince of Presence and his secret name, Metatron. He is known in the Kabbalah and Jewish Apocrypha as the highest archangel, sometimes called the Prince of Presence or even second in command in the heavens. Legends say that this being was in life the patriarch, transformed into celestial fire and named as Supreme Angel. Unlike other angels, Metatron carries a uniquely powerful name. The Talmud implies that his name is like his own. That is, it shares the letters of the name
divine.
In fact, some rabbis noted that the Gematria, the Hebrew numeric value of Metatron 314, is equal to that of Shaddai 314, one of the sacred names of God. This suggests that Metatron not only serves God but carries the name of God within him, a chilling indication of the magnitude of his hidden power. In an astonishing passage from the Hebrew book of Enoch, 3rd Enoch, Metatron himself recounts how the Most High God honored him after his transformation.
Angelic.
He called me the key,
Minor.
before all his heavenly court, for it is written, because my name is in him. According to this account, God imbued Metatron with his ineffable name, granting him authority over the celestial forces. Being called Lesser Yahweh or Lesser Yud-Heb-Heb, it's no small thing. It's practically declaring Metatron as an extension of divine power in the cosmos. The sages warned, however, that this title should not be misinterpreted. It doesn't mean that there are two gods, but that Metatron acts as a channel for God's power. Such an intimate representative that carries the sacred name within him. This detail is crucial, as God's name was considered the source of creation. Placing it in an angel implies that such an angel would have an unimaginable influence over the physical world. Kabbalistic works delve even deeper into this mystery. The Zohar, a seminal text of Hebrew mysticism,
Medieval.
refers to Metatron with reverential titles such as the Youth, and identifies him as the archangel who guided Israel in the desert. But the most disturbing thing is how he describes his name. The letters of his name are the great mystery. He rules over all living beings, lower and higher beings. This is hidden in them. In this cryptic passage, the Zohar suggests that the true power of Metatron lies in the letters that make up his name. Letters taken from a hidden name of God. These letters contain secrets of creation, and that's why they are hidden. Knowing it would be accessing the very key to the universe. This is the mystery that beats behind the name of Metatron, an earthly name that hides the primordial vibration of divinity. 70 names taken from God. The Judeo-Christian esoteric tradition insists that the name Metatron is just the facade of a mystery.
Greater.
Could Metatron have another deeper name never publicly revealed? According to certain texts, instead of
1.
Metatron has many secret names, each containing a fragment of power. The Sefer Hekkalot, 3rd of Enoch, lists that the angel Enoch Metatron was conferred 70 sacred names by the Almighty when ascending to heaven. In the words of the text itself, Metatron has 70 names, which the Holy Blessed One took from his own name and gave them to him. Imagine 70 different names extracted from the name of God and placed as a crown on Metatron. Each of those secret names, Yah or He, I, faithful to faithful, etc., all reflect an aspect of the original divine name. It's as if the essence of God had been fragmented into 70 keys of power and handed over to the archangel. This makes Metatron a living reservoir of power words. In the same passage, it is clarified that God granted him these names to increase his glory, consolidating him as the Supreme Prince. And it doesn't end there. Some versions of the text list even more epithets, reaching up to 105 names in total, 105 heavenly aliases for a single being. Such an abundance of names suggests that his real name is camouflaged among many, like a diamond hidden among dozens of facets. Over time, occultists and Kabbalists compiled extensive lists of Metatron's names in their grimoires and mystical dictionaries. Gustav Davidson, in his renowned Dictionary of Angels, mentions that there are over 100 names attributed to Metatron in tradition. For example, Adadila, Adahar, Alalila, Amisila, to name just a few. These are all names of Metatron recorded in esoteric treatises. Some appear as linguistic variations, others as titles of cosmic functions. Even code names like Bisbul are found, which, according to certain texts, are Ezekiel's Merkabah versions. It's a secret name for Metatron, linked to the Hekkalot or Heavenly Palace. In another ancient text, Atatia is mentioned as the secret name of Michael or Metatron, evidencing the deliberate confusion sown to protect the true name. This proliferation of pseudonyms had a purpose to veil the authentic name among many. Only those initiates who handled the keys of geometry, letter permutation, and oral tradition could discern which of all was the capitalized name. Why so many aliases? The wise Kabbalists suggested that the true name of Metatron was too powerful to be revealed directly. To give him multiple lesser names, he could be spoken of in different contexts without exposing the hidden name that concentrated his absolute power. It was a way to hide in plain sight the true word of power. Thus, Metatron is like a great king, whose identity is hidden behind several titles: Sarhapanim, Prince of the Face, Malak Hasharat, Ministering Angel, Yahweh Katan, Lesser Yahweh, and dozens more. Meanwhile, his essential name remains in the shadows of the Merkabah, protected by layers of mystery. Forbidden grimoires seeking the key to power. Throughout history, magicians and occultists have tried to unearth this secret name, seduced by the promise of knowledge and power. In the Middle Ages, a mysterious text circulated, the Sefer Raziel Hamalak, Book of the Angel Raziel, which, according to legend, was delivered by the angel Raziel to Adam. And it contains all the secret knowledge of the heaven. This forbidden grimoire compiled the most arcane Kabbalistic arts, including names of power, spells, and sigils. It is believed that among its pages is the Sefer HaHeshek, a chapter or appendix that lists 76 names of Metatron with their attributions. Imagine the medieval scholar reading by the flickering light of a candle, running his fingers through a list of incomprehensible angelic names, convinced that one of them, the correct one, the true one, could confer him dominion over nature. Other grimoires and magical traditions mention Metatron as key to rituals. In Hermetic legend, King Solomon controlled demons with a ring engraved with the name of God. But some suggest that this secret name was revealed by Metatron himself, the messenger angel. Renowned occultists like Eliphas Levi theorized about Metatron, calling him the Prince of the Sarpanum Face and linked to the primordial light. In the ceremonial magic of orders like the Golden Dawn, Metatron is invoked as the guardian of the highest sphere Keter, associated with the voice of God and the vibration of the supreme name. It is believed that pronouncing certain sacred formulas, combinations of letters of God's name, and titles of Metatron can open the doors of the heavenly palaces or unleash superhuman forces on Earth. However, these attempts were always shrouded in caution and fear. The grimoires themselves often include severe warnings for the uninitiated not to pronounce these names. Their penalty is spiritual death or madness. Because accessing the hidden name without the proper purity or ritual preparation is considered extremely dangerous. The Sefer Rasil
Itself.
according to tradition, was removed from reckless hands. When Adam received it, the other angels felt jealous and threw it into the sea, from where it was finally rescued by the wise Enoch, who would later become Metatron. This symbolic story suggests that not everyone can possess supreme knowledge. Only a righteous man, elevated to an angel, could recover the book. Later occultists, aware of this story, treated the name of Metatron with trembling reverence, noting it in cipher, pronouncing it only in whispers or in the privacy of the magic circle. If it is that they even dared to mention it. Are you enjoying this journey through the hidden arcana? If you've made it this far, it's a sign that you're an intrepid seeker of forbidden knowledge. I then invite you to subscribe to the channel and join our Order of the Documentarian. Leave me a like as an offering. If this mystery has enveloped you, comment below which theory intrigues you the most. Do you believe this hidden name really exists? Would you dare to pronounce it? Share this video with other curious people. That will help me summon more dark content
And revealing.
silence, sacred concealment, and consequences of pronouncing the name. You're probably wondering why so much secrecy. What could happen if any mortal were to pronounce the hidden name of Metatron? The answers, according to the initiated, range from supreme enlightenment to absolute destruction. In esoteric traditions, a principle is repeated. The true name of a being gives power over it. Just like in stories, a demon loses its power when its name is discovered. In magic, the secret names of angels and God are used to invoke or control supernatural forces. But this edge of power cuts both ways. An ancient adage warns, do not invoke what you cannot control. And Metatron, with the name of God within him, would be a force impossible to chain for an ordinary human. In fact, wise Kabbalists impose taboos on the matter. Rabbi Chaim Vital writes that his teacher, the divine Arizal Isaac Luria, forbade pronouncing the names of the angels aloud in general. The reason? When the angel hears his name, he is obliged to present himself. And if he discovers that he was summoned in vain, he becomes enraged, and the summoner could suffer the consequences. Think about this. Applied to Metatron, calling him by his true name would be forcing him to descend with all his power. A being so close to divinity might consider such audacity an unforgivable sacrilege. The text suggests that the reckless one would risk not only angelic wrath, but disturbing the cosmic order. A Talmudic tale tells that Elisha ben Abuya, a sage of antiquity, had a vision of the heavenly throne, where he saw Metatron sitting, something no other angel could do. Upon seeing him, he said, "There are two powers in heaven." Believing that Metatron was an independent deity for that heresy, Elisha fell from grace and Metatron himself was punished with flames. This shows us how delicate it was to even perceive the power of Metatron, let alone pronounce his name recklessly. The balance between heaven and earth could be broken. In the Hebrew Bible itself, echoes of this taboo are found. The ineffable name of God, the Tetragrammaton Chut-He Pap-He. It was not to be pronounced except by the high priest, in the holiest place and on the holiest day. Anyone who did so without authorization was considered guilty of blasphemy, deserving of divine death. Some occultists postulate that the hidden name of Metatron is actually that ineffable name or a formula derived from it, like the 72 letters of the name. Indeed, Metatron is linked to the number 72 in various ways. 72 names of God, 72 wings attributed to him in certain midrashim, etc. Which feeds the theory that his supreme name could be a permutation of the 72 letters of God's name. Pronouncing it correctly would be equivalent to unleashing the creative power of God himself. For, according to Jewish mysticism, God created the universe through letters and power words. A man wielding that original verb would have, in theory, the ability to alter reality, heal the sick, resurrect the dead, move mountains, or even annihilate with a single whisper. However, the consequences of using such power could be terrible. The wise men said that he who pronounces the name as it is written will have no part in the world to come, implying a kind of spiritual condemnation. And in more earthly tales, it was warned that the mere incorrect vibration of these names could set the imprudent on fire. In Kabbalistic folklore, there are stories of rabbis who created humanoid golems out of clay, writing the sacred name on their foreheads. But there are also stories of apprentices who, in trying to imitate the rite, lost their sanity or their lives when the burning syllables escaped their control. To pronounce the secret name of Metatron without being a true tzaddik, that is, a holy righteous one, would be like trying to hold a lightning bolt in your hands. The mortal body simply would not withstand a discharge of divine energy. Some theorize that this name has also remained hidden out of mercy. If it fell into the wrong hands, a tyrant or sorcerer could unleash an omnipotent reign of terror. What would stop an evildoer armed with the word of Metatron from subjecting the physical world to his whims? By fortune or because God wills it? Throughout history, no one has been able to demonstrate such mastery. The fragments of information are scattered, encrypted, and veiled by symbols. The true name of Metatron, if it exists, remains silent. The question is, who will be the one to discover it? The verb that no one hears? The legend of Metatron's hidden name presents us with a fascinating paradox. In a world hungry for power, the greatest power imaginable lies in silence. Occultists from different eras, rabbis, Talmudists, medieval Kabbalists, Renaissance magicians, etc. all converge on the idea of a supreme name, a word capable of disrupting creation, and they agree that this knowledge should be treated with fear. Reverend Metatron, the celestial scribe, the mediator between God and man, is the owner of this mystery. He is at once the guardian and the key. He carries the name but does not give it away. We have seen how the ancient texts constructed this esoteric mosaic, the Sor, wrapping the name in a riddle of letters, the Talmud, pointing to an angel who shares the divine name. The Book of Enoch describing the investiture with 70 names. The Grimoires promising treasures of hidden wisdom, and the Kabbalists themselves warning of the mortal danger of pronouncing the unpronounceable. In the end, the question persists: does the name of absolute power really exist? Believers will say yes, that it awaits the messianic day to be revealed to the righteous, restoring harmony to the world. Skeptics will think it's a symbol, a metaphor for the endless pursuit of knowledge. Be that as it may, the hidden name of Metatron remains one of the best-kept secrets of mysticism. His silhouette is glimpsed in tales of ancient prayers and in the moldy pages of lost books, reminding us that there are knowledges so powerful that humanity preferred to hide them rather than use them. And if that name really exists, would you search for it, or would you prefer to never know? I am the Documentalist, and this was the forbidden name
Of Metatron.
Special greetings to all channel members. Carlos Montes, Juan Jacobo, Tlawis Calvan, Jonathan Pacheco, Miriam Romero, Jesús Mora, Keimer Chávez, Álvaro Medina, Dani Gardea, Ignacio Juan Ramón, Julio Vidal, Rayeste Cisa Leonori, Brian Barbe, Nubia Cantú, Eleonora Rosy Farías, Verónica Pereira, Gloria Regia, Lucas Mulhall, Alan García, Patrick Rosas, Amalia Contreras, Rosario Guisache, Edu Ochendas, Héctor Bautista, María Félix Martínez Ross, Adán Fría. Thanks, Thomas 5 Wolf en Arrueles, Dinela 5 Alecillo, Miguel Troncoso, María Raquel 5 Eres, German 5 Irgen El Chuta, Energy Detective Carlos Chidi, Freddy 5 y La Lobos, Ana María Morín, Brenda Olbol, Jonathan Micael Mortarotti, Ernesto P. Miss, Tay Angel, Luis Batista Mendoza, Miguel Fabiana, Iesa Wings, Omega Forti, Franco Mancilla, Sara Marras, Miguel Urbina, Jimena Paulina Cabrera Heredia, Sol Jax, Nicolás Flores, Milagros Rutherford, Lili Montes Yes, Eliana Castaneda, LDGR, April Suárez, Andrés Ramírez, Graciela Cabral, Lilia Lili Cruz Ibarra Aljabone, Carol Ramos, Thomas 5 Wolf and Arroeles, Luciano Ezequiel Rossi, Rosalinda Velázquez Estrada, Pierre Iván Ramés del Real, Ceni Guaro, Tamara Naxu, José Balsino, Francisco Rodríguez Big One, Juan Luis Pernias del Campillo, Jefferson Avalos, Hayashida, Chris Alexander Cortés, Otonil. Thank you and see you next time.